This is Merkle, my man, and you're listening to episode 157 of True to Size.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to True to Size. We are a weekly podcast centered around the wild world of sneakers. I will be your host today. My name is Lawrence Hopkins, and I am joined by the rest of the quarantine at Canada Got Soul, Mr. Alvin Martinez.
Yo.
Joel is not feeling well today. So first, we need everybody to send their well wishes to Joel and his wife, Mare. They're feeling under the weather. So send your thoughts to them. Maybe send them a message and say, get better soon. But he is not feeling well today. So he is not with us, but we do have someone else here with us today. And I wrote this. Oh my God. All right. Oi, mate, we've got a fresher guest with us this week, innit? Everyone is a sneaker photographer on Instagram now, but my dude Binnit.
Oh!
A Filipino from England, so I'm not sure if I should call him Kuya or bruv. He's staying up late for this pod, so show our boy Mo some love.
Hey!
What is good, guys? Thanks for having me on, man.
Mo,
appreciate it.
Thank you, bro, man. This is sick. You said it's almost midnight. It's nearing there now, so thank you, bro. Thank you a lot.
No, appreciate it, man. 3 minutes to midnight, in fact. But yeah.
That's much too late for me. So
appreciate it big time.
I'm impressed by you, Alvin. That's 2 weeks in a row that we rhymed the same words together again.
How we do, bro.
That's how
great
we do.
Minds, great minds.
Very uncreative minds. So we've got a great show for you guys this week. We've got a football related question in this week's fire round, and Mo, I mean like real football, not like soccer. Then some news of Nike's rarest shoes ever being made available for sale very, very soon. After that, we've got something other than food to talk about during NSR for once, so that's something very special. And then we're going to turn it to our homie Mo as we run him through 21 Guestions, learn what got him into sneakers, discuss sneaker photography, podcasting, and being from England. He gets to talk about everything this week. Because on his podcast, he talks about everybody else's stuff. So he's going to talk about our stuff this week. But first, Alvin.
Ooh, fire round.
Yes, the fire round. We like to start every show with a quick hitting question from you, our listeners. And this week's question comes from Weekends with Walt out of San Diego, California. And he says, while the sneaker world was counting down to, actually not the sneaker world, just the world, was counting down to Tom Brady's 7th ring. First of all, shout out to Tom Brady. And undisputed GOAT status. Some moron ran on the field. He made a real nice spin move at the 25-yard line. But if you guys saw the fit, you know that his shoes were the least questionable thing that he was wearing. I mean, there are lots of factors to consider. Field traction, support, flooring material in the holding cell, a bunch of different things to consider. So he says, what shoes would you wear if you were going to be streaking on a field in the NFL Super Bowl game? Like he said, there is a lot of things to consider here because the guy in question, the streaker, wore a pair of 270s, which is obviously a running shoe. It's a comfortable shoe. So it seems like a pretty solid choice, to be honest. While you guys think about your choice of what shoes you would wear to go streaking in a football game in America, he says cleats would probably be my choice just for the on-field performance. That would make the rest of the day a pain in the ass, though, because I'd be sliding around in the jail cell. So the CGS team, the streaking sneaker be for you? Alvin, let's go with you first. I don't want to answer this question first. What shoe would you wear to go streaking at the Super Bowl?
I'd probably rock a pair of Nike ACG kicks.
Okay.
But like the actual trail ones, just because like they'll still look fresh for my outfit, even though I am going streaking. I probably won't have much of an outfit on. But I mean, they got the traction, they have the comfort. And we'll see how that goes when I go streaking in America one day.
Alvin's going to ACG, so I'm going a different route here. Comfort's out the window. If I'm streaking at the Super Bowl, the biggest stage in one of the world's biggest events, sporting events wise, or at least North America, you got to wear some heat. So I'm wearing like, I don't know specifically. We're going with like off-white Jordan 1s or something. Like I need to show when I'm streaking, they're going to be like, Because you want to at least make news somewhere. Like this guy made the news and he was gone.
Bro, he made money.
Allegedly, I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but yeah, there's a rumor going around that the streaker bet on the game, saying there would be a streaker at the game, and then he streaked at the game, and then he allegedly made money. Unconfirmed news, but that would be. He doesn't seem like the smartest guy, but that would be a genius move if so. But yeah, I'm going. It's like, remember the guy who wore Dior's to the inauguration ceremony? Like everyone remembers that guy. Like no one would have. You could have just wore some common projects and no one would have cared. You still would have been at the inauguration, but it doesn't matter. You wear some off-whites to go streaking, and you're in the conversation forever, man. So I'm gonna go something heat. Forget it. Like if I get tackled, if they get ruined, if I'm in jail and they get peed on, whatever. I'm going something hype. I'm going off-white Jordan 1s to go streaking at the Super Bowl. Mo, I don't know if you want to do Super Bowl or whatever the English equivalent of that, Premier League Championship. I don't know, but what are you wearing to go streaking?
Yeah. Do you know? I quite, Lawrence. I like your take on it, man. That's dope. I think if you're gonna do it, you got to flex, right? So for me, I might take the same route as you, but I'm actually gonna go with some black cement threes. Probably the 2011 or 2012, whichever ones it is, the one with the jump man on the back. Mm-hmm. And it's more just that if you're going to do it on the world stage, do you know what? People like, there's going to be cameras there. They're going to be like having the super zoom lenses. Mm-hmm. They'll see me and just be like, yeah, okay, he knows his kicks. Like
at the bare minimum, he knows
as long as I'm
kicks.
getting that. He knows his kicks. He must be an OG or something. I mean, I'm not going to go for anything with traction. I'm the same as Lawrence. If I get tackled, they're going to see every angle of the sneaker. They're going to see the outsole. They're going to see the heel. It's just about getting whatever's on foot. Maybe could make the news.
That's it, man.
Could make UK news even. That's it.
There you go. Do like a Union Jack on your back or something, or like the English flag on your chest. No one's gonna miss you, man. You'll be a legend forever. You gotta wear heat. You gotta wear heat. Yeah. That's what you gotta do. I don't want to know how you came up with that question, Weekends with Walt, but thank you for the suggestion. If you would like to submit a question for the fire round and have us answer it on the pod, please shoot us a message on Instagram or email us at canadagotsole@gmail.com. Next up is the CGS picks. Each week, we all pick an upcoming sneaker to analyze, dissect, and give our thoughts on. Then we decide if it's poop, scoop, whoop-de-whoop, or Alvin's trademarked phrase.
Super cute, innit?
Ooh.
Hey.
Migrated from Australia to Eastern England. I like it. All right. So I'm going to go first. Mo knows I'm going to go first, so he's not disappointed. And my pick this week is it's an Adidas shoe. It's a Adidas Stan Smith in collaboration with Palace, or because I'm fancy, I call them Palace. And it's a cool shoe, man. Like the Stan Smith doesn't need a whole lot for it to look good. Palace is doing 2 pairs, so they're doing like a white and green, closer to the typical colorway of a Stan Smith, with like the fairway green on the heel. But the pair that really caught my eye is the other pair that they're doing, and the colorway they called it was Haze Yellow, Ice Pink, Ice Blue. And essentially it's super pastel tones. It's got like a pastel pink upper, a pastel yellow toe, a pastel blue tongue, and instead of the 3 stripe perforations down the sides of the shoe, the perforations are in the shape of a P for Palace. And yeah, man, I really like them. They're super cool. It's got the Palace logo on the heel counter there on the suede hit. So yeah, like I'm a big fan. I know that Palace, similar to Supreme, is quite difficult to get, so I likely won't even try for them. But yeah, I think they did a good job on a classic sneaker. You don't need to do much, and they didn't do too much. So yeah, I'm going to call them a cute because I'm not actually going to try and pick them up. But if you're interested, they're releasing February 12th. So I believe Friday. So you missed them. If you're listening to this, sorry, you missed my interpretation on them before you bought them. But yeah, big fan of the shoe. Super, 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 super cute. Alvin, what do you got?
So Todd Snyder did a thing with New Balance, and it's the 992, and it's got duck camo. So if you've seen the Packer 992s, it's literally almost the same thing, except it has duck camo where the mesh is. I kind of like these ones better, man, because I like my camo a lot. And then it just looks good with that like curry-ish colorway. With the buttery suede, and then that midsole is just all white with hints of sail in it, and super clean shoe, man. It's got hints of like, I think it's like a pinkish red, or I would call it infrared, as a closer colorway, but super dope shoe, super clean. They've already released as of February 9th, which is yesterday. They're already released. They were at a cost of $275, which in my wallet right now, that's almost $1,000. So I wasn't gonna get these anyway. They're super dope though. But I'm sure the resale on these is gonna be crazy. Any 992 that's been dropping recently has been reselling like dumb. But yeah, these are just a super cute innit. So like, yeah, that's it.
You can't show Alvin any accents, man. You show Alvin an accent and he'll do it forever.
I love the effort though.
The effort is there, isn't it? That's it, yeah.
Down, man. You got it down.
All right, Mo, what you got?
So for me, I am going with the Nike Cross Undercover Overbreak SP. It's a collaborating shoe with Jun Takahashi. Super dope pair, mesh uppers, suede uppers as well. Ruffled suede on the vamp and the eyelets. Swoosh on the medial. So there's this sort of, it's a weird thing, but it's an embroidered rose that's on the swoosh.
Yeah.
It's got a React speckled midsole. The outsole is also taken from the ISPA over React. Dope, super dope. When you look down, it kind of just looks like a waffle racer. Super dope with the old school branding on the tongue. Something a bit weird about it though. It does have some text on the toe boxes that says, on the left shoe it's like chaos, on the right shoe it says balance. I'm not too sure what that's for. Euro release, so I think is the 19th. And I think everywhere else, I think it's like a week later or something like that. There is a fossil colorway that's going to be coming out, which is basically nearly a replica of the Tom Sachs.
Yeah.
Margiard.
Yeah.
So I think people will still go mad over that. It's still going to have the React bottom, outsole, midsole. But it's the uppers is literally like the beige with the red swoosh and then the heel tab. So just because of the likeliness of the Margiard, I think people will still go for that. Also, it comes in 4 other colorways. There's one colorway that's coming out in the bread colorway, sail, triple black. And then there's another colorway. I'm not too sure what the other colorway is. I think it's just like a gray tonal sort of sail tone colorway. So yeah, super dope shoe. For me, I would, if I had a discount code, I'd cop that. To be fair, it's £125. I'm not too sure what that is Canadian or
I think it's almost double.
US.
So
but if I had a discount code, 100% I would cop that. I think they look cool. People have said that they look like the outsole looks like Rice Krispies. So I don't know if you.
Man. You can't unsee that now. Damn.
Yeah, super dope shoe.
Really,
if you want to get
shoe.
it, get it.
Yeah. I like that shoe. Of course, the guy from England had to pick a pair of trainers, isn't it? Man, crazy. All right, we're going to move on. Just assume that Joel would have picked a pair of Air Forces. All right, we're going to move on to This Week in Kicks. This is the part of the show where we discuss the current headlines and happenings in the world of sneakers. And as I said off the top, one of the rarest Nike shoes ever is going up for sale, but it's not the pair that you might think it would be. So with President's Day just a week away in the US of A, look at all those rhymes. Damn. Sotheby's. Sorry, Mo, can you just say it properly for us?
Yeah, it should be Sotheby's.
Yeah, see, I don't need whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
basically the
Mo
same,
said. Yeah. They're celebrating the holiday by selling an ultra rare PE version of the Nike Hyperdunk that was made specifically for the 44th president of the United States, Mr. Barack Obama. So if you haven't seen the shoe, it's the same as the Hyperdunk Olympic from, I believe it was 2008, that the Team USA wore in the Olympics, but it's got a couple different hits to it. It's got 44 embroidered on the tongue, the presidential seal on the tongue tag, which is really, really cool. And it's also got a bald eagle and the year America was founded on the insole. So just a really cool, like simple PE edition of a shoe that you didn't know you needed until I told you about it right now. They're listing it as one of only 2 pairs in existence, with the other one being presumed to be in the possession of Barack Obama still. So that's a cool thing to be able to say. If you're interested in buying the shoe, the PE is releasing in a size 12.5, which I guess is Barack's size, on February 12th at 4:44 p.m. on Sotheby's, their buy now platform. So it's dropping for a whopping $25,000 US. For the low price of $25,000 US, you can buy a one of 2 player edition, the player being Barack Obama. There's got to be some rich fuck out there who was like, that's me, I need to buy that. Like, there's got to be somebody who needs that shoe. It's just a cool piece of sneaker history. I don't know any other president who has their own PE of a Nike shoe. So that's definitely something. But yeah, just kind of a cool little non-auction but cool PE sale for you guys. Next up, previously in Kicks, this is the part of the show where we review our latest pickups and recap the latest happenings in our sneaker lives. And I'm going to make everybody miserable, and you're going to all have to go after Alvin because he had the busiest week. So we have to hear about it.
All right. First off, I went to pick up something from the homies over at Parlor 23.
Mm-hmm.
I purchased their swoosh hoodie in the black dye, tie-dye one. And I also purchased like a pair of sweatpants because I wanted to be team cozy. And yo, the quality on that hoodie is ridiculous, from the embroidery to the logo is bang. Like, I love it. And the hoodie itself, it fits proper. Like, it's not oversized. Like, it fits me proper. It makes me look a little bit skinny. You know, I am trying to lose weight, so it's working out. And the pants, I would say if you're copping the pants size down, they are kind of baggy. So if you go true to size, they're going to be stupid baggy. So size down on those. So shout out to Jaren and Parlor 23 for killing the game and always hooking the fam up with some freebies. And then the fam over at Adidas was just super generous this week. First thing they sent over were the Harden Volume 5 Future Natural sneakers. If you want to know more about that shoe, hit up YouTube and watch our episode on it of what you got. They also sent over the ZX 8000 frozen lemonades. Yo, those are sexy. Those are based off of like the citrus pair that dropped in the 80s. Color blocking is crazy. Love that retro look. It's just sexy. And then they also sent over the ZX 10,000 crusty burger.
Those are sick.
Yo,
so good.
Those are crazy. The details is ridiculous. They came with extra lace locks. They did those proper, man. And like from the heel, like my favorite part is probably the heel because it represents Krusty's hair.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And like, yo, they killed that shoe. I'm really happy. Like, I'm so thankful I got them. Those dropped on the 12th for us. So the day this is playing, it'll be there. Hopefully whoever wanted it got it. And then one more thing. I invested in a pair of hiking shoes. It wasn't the Nike ones that I wanted from last week's episode because those were hella expensive. And then I hit up soulstop.ca. Shout out to Soulstop, man. They have some crazy deals going on right now for the Lunar New Year. And they had a pair of Parley X Adidas Turex free hikers. Nice. So they're like the trail shoes for Adidas. And they were on sale for like pretty much half price. So I was like, you know what? I'm hiking like every weekend now in the snow, ruining perfectly good shoes that I shouldn't be ruining. So let me invest in these and ruin these because they actually have the grip, so now I don't have to be slipping in the snow when I shouldn't be.
And now you have something to go streaking in too.
Yeah, straight up. Oh man, and last but not least, the homies over at Under Armour hooked us up with the beautiful Flow Curry 8 flows. And man, those are for Black History Month as well. I'm blanking out right now. Lawrence, if you can help me out with more details on that sneaker, it would be great. But that's it for me though.
Yeah, so as Alvin said, Under Armour hooked us up with the beautiful Flow from Curry 8. So obviously that was like incredibly generous. It's their Black History Month shoe, designed by Devin Allen of Baltimore. So he's a community leader, artist, and Under Armour photographer. There's a whole line, like the shoe itself, and then there's also other like apparel pieces that go along with the shoe. And as Under Armour has been doing, or sorry, Curry brand has been doing with the Curry line, a bunch of money is going back to the community after the sales of the shoe and the stuff from the line. So that's obviously really dope. They've been doing that for every single release thus far. But yeah, man, the shoe is sick. It's like mostly black. It's got a couple of gray hits, but the suede hit going down the mud guard is like
Clean.
Super premium. It's a really, really, really good quality suede, and it's a material we haven't seen on the Curry line at all, and it's been 8 sneakers, so it's really cool to see just that little premium hit. It's kind of like how Nike adds like their EXT versions of their Nike basketball shoes. This is definitely like a step up in terms of quality compared to the other ones, just like very premium. And then I don't know what's happening this year, but I won another sneaker raffle, and I don't know what to do. I might buy a lottery ticket. I might just step outside and hope that money falls into my lap. I don't know what this luck has turned into. This is my 4th sneaker raffle win in 5 weeks. So it's been 5 weeks of the year, 5.5 weeks of the year. So I won the Pink Pig Nike Dunk SB Low. Apparently it's one of those things that is like releasing slowly, kind of as skate shops get it. They're allowed to release them. So the good homies at Switch Skate and Snow over in Ajax got them. They did an Instagram raffle. I was lucky enough to win a pair. I haven't picked them up yet. I'm going to pick them up tomorrow because Ajax is not close to me. But yeah, man, shout out to Switch Skate and Snow. Really cool shop. They get a bunch of different SBs and just a bunch of skate stuff. So definitely worth a follow. So shout out to them. That's it for me, though. I wanted to make sure Alvin went first so everyone could follow him and feel the same like defeat that he had such a good week. But
yeah.
Mo, what about you? Anything? It doesn't have to be in the last week, but in the last couple weeks for you?
Yeah. So for me, I've actually been quite. My wallet's been getting smashed, to be honest. But basically, managed to pick up the UNLV Dunk Lows.
That's a good
one. Super dope. Yeah, just real nice, real easy to wear. I've also got the St. John Lows as well, so it's good to just have them together. Didn't get the Off-White UNLV, so this is a good alternative to it. Yeah, so managed to get those. Also managed to get the New Balance 991 Cross Patta collab.
Those are really good.
It was so fire, man. Honestly, and it was awesome the way that they released it. Basically, they need to do all releases like this, but basically, you clicked onto the website. You had to do a captcha, which is a bit shitty, but yeah, there was a captcha. But then after the captcha, there was like 2 questions that you had to do. So basically, it was one of the questions was where was this sneaker made, and in order to find that answer, you had to go to the intro page, find the specific city, which is in England, somewhere up north, Midlands anyway, when it was called Flimby. You had to type that in. It will go to the next question. The next question was something else. And then it brought you to the cart. It allowed you to check out. By luck, I managed to do everything. However, funny. So these sneakers are made in UK. However, they come from the Netherlands. So when they come from the Netherlands, obviously UK have done Brexit.
That's right. Yeah.
So when it came to UK, I got stung by a £78 custom fee, bruh.
That's so funny.
That was it was awful. Obviously no one wants to pay the custom fee, but pulled the trigger, bit the bullet, had to get out because that shoe is just so fire. So yeah, finally got them in hand after like 2 weeks. They kept it at the UPS depot for the longest time. But yeah, happy to have those. I also managed to pick up the Anthracite 5s that just came out at the weekend.
Those are clean.
Super dope. Super dope. Just all black, white stitching, 3M on the cage, 3M, on both sides of the cage. I think the part of the midsole is where the flames are.
Mm-hmm.
Super, super dope. That actually came in today. And yesterday, shout out Offspring, got the DM, managed to secure the 85 neutral gray. So
let's go.
Oh boy. Yeah, been a long time coming, man. So yeah, been super busy with a couple pickups, so a bit naughty.
No kidding. Yeah, you're not joking about that. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Man had a crazy busy week. How are the releases going with Offspring? I know when we talked to Ash when we had him on the pod a couple months ago, he was like raving about it. Like he was a big fan. Are you the same way? Like you're down with this whole Offspring sneaker community vibe? Like you like it?
Do you know what? I mean, I think it's the best way for you to get kicks. So basically they do a lot of different things in order for you to get kicks. So for example, like it could just be a raffle where you have to like quickly put in a comment and put in an emoji, put your size on the post. But what they do is they make you go back on their post and they make you find the keyword in the previous post, which is awesome. And then you've got to put it in the current post, put your UK size or whatever. But they also do something like they call it like creative raffles as well, where the most creative or the most like innovative entries or posts gives you the chance to purchase a sneaker. And I was quite fortunate in that sense. Shout out Nel Cam from a couple of weeks ago. I took some inspiration from him. I did actually message him to say, can I use your idea? But yeah, his idea that I took inspiration for got me these 85. So big shout out to Nel Cam for that. He did eventually get back to me in the DMs because I did get a lot of air from him for a couple of days. But yeah, thank you so much for that. But yeah, the way they do things is unconventional. It's not the same way any other retailer does it. So I'm for it. Yeah, it's a good way of getting the sneakers out to the correct people, if that makes sense.
No, 100%. Yeah. And it's a nice change, right? Like there's still a ton of other ways to get the sneakers. So if you're not down with the way Offspring does it, like just don't enter there. Like if you're not willing to do the creative stuff, that's fine. Go other places, right? You don't have to enter there, but it's just a nice alternative and it's not the typical tag 3 friends or go do the typical raffle form on Google Forms where they seem to always lose my entry. But anyways, not this year, I guess, not this year, but other years they have seemed to lose my entry often when I enter on those Google Forms or the tag 3 friends. So no, I like it. I like the stuff that Offspring does. It's weird though, because like we have a couple of UK friends, so I'll see them posting or like putting stuff in their stories or whatever. And I'm like, what's going on? I'll go to Offspring page and there's like nothing there. I'm like, did I miss something? And it seems like they post it and like 100,000 people see it and they delete it. So no one even knows. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's literally like, if it's super rare, it's like a minute. Like the Sakai's, the Vapor Waffles, like the 85, the first 85s, the reverse spread, they were literally like 30 or 40 seconds. Sometimes, and it could be any time of the day as well. You could be at work, you could be in a meeting. Like some of my guys are like, they're running out of their meetings so that they can quickly enter these raffles. But yeah, super fair, you know.
No, it's
the way they do things. There's people that travel. Yeah, there's people that travel from outside of UK just to come in and collect them. So if they win, they're like traveling from France, from Italy, from Netherlands, from Germany. So yeah, die hard. It's die hard.
That's insane. No, I like the stuff that Offspring is doing. That's the one of the places that if I ever visited Europe, I would wanna visit an Offspring. It's super cool sounding store. Next up, Thumbs up, thumbs down. In this part of the show, we give our opinion on various sneaker-related topics with zero context or discussion. All we're allowed to say is thumbs up or thumbs down. And so this one, I'm going to give a little preface just to remind you guys. So this week is Jordan 1 mids. But also remember, Jordan 1 mids were like all we saw in like the mid-2000s. Like all the like Old Love, New Love, all those are all Jordan 1 mids. So just keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying. Alvin, thumbs up, thumbs down. Jordan 1 mids.
Up.
I'm wondering if I changed anybody's mind after making sure I added that little tidbit. No? Mo, thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm gonna say up. Like, I still respect it.
No, you can't explain. You can't explain. Can't explain.
Okay.
No.
Thumbs up.
Can't explain. I'm going thumbs down. Next up, NSR. We talk about sneakers a lot. So in this weekly segment, we're going to take 30 seconds out of the show to discuss something completely irrelevant from the world of sneakers. And so this one was actually suggested by Jill. She was like, I have a question. Can I ask it? And I was like, this is always like Alvin knows the vibes. Babe, I have a question. Can you ask? So I'm just going to do it. And she said she was asked this in an interview, I think. So this is actually an interesting one. But the question is, if you wrote a book about your life, what would the title be? And what would the excerpt be? Like, what would be the catch line that you would put on the back of it to like sell the book? So this is a tough one. And I feel stupid because I know you guys are going to need time, but I also didn't think about it until right now. So I also need time. So I'm going to talk through it. But the title of the book of my life, I don't know. It's been an interesting one. It's been interesting but boring at the same time. So I'm going to let Alvin go first. Go ahead.
Oh my God, bro.
My day.
The title of my book will be Girl Dadding for Dummies.
Girl Dadding for Dummies. That's a good one.
Yeah, and the catch line will be unconventional ways of raising your daughters while driving a Jeep.
That's good. I would read that. I would read that. I'm gonna go with let's call the book title something like Forever Young. We'll do Forever Young. And the catch-all can be something like the world can think you grew up, but you don't have to. Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. And all right, Mo, let's go. We'll put everybody on the spot here. I should have sent this guys to you earlier so we would have better answers.
I know, man. My answer was horrible. But,
so was mine. It's okay.
I'm probably just gonna go with like growing up in East London. That would be like the title.
Boom.
And then the catch line would be like how to finesse.
How to finesse. Boom. Oh my God.
I'm buying that book.
I want to learn how to finesse, so I'm going to buy that book. 100%.
I don't know how to finesse life.
How to finesse life. Boom.
Jeez.
All right.
I need that.
And that was about 30 seconds. We took about 30 seconds to think about it and then about 30 seconds to talk about it. All right, next up, errors, edits, and e-messages. We're pretty smart guys, but from time to time we make mistakes. So if you catch us slipping, hit us in the DM and we'll let the world know that we goofed. And we got 2 this week. First, from the good homie, the friend of the show, JB Will. And he says,
yo,
if you want a gourmet/elevated version of Dunkaroos, like we talked about last week, he said, try animal crackers with Nutella. It's insane. It's crazy, he says. So I might try that. Did you guys have Dunkaroos? Like, do you guys have Dunkaroos in England, Mo? Like, do you even know what we're talking about?
Is it like made by Dairy Lee?
I have no idea.
Is it like cheese and crackers?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
It's like
a frost. It's literally the most North American thing ever. It's like a little mini tub of frosting, like cookie frosting or cake frosting, and then little cookie things that are shaped like animals or something, and you dip it in. It's like a kid snack that we still eat now, even as adults.
Is it sweet or a cookie?
It's a cookie, yeah. It's like a sweet. I don't know. Are cookies not sweet in England? I don't know. Is that a trick question?
I mean, okay. Let me change that. Sorry, we say sweets. You guys say candy.
Oh no, it's like a cookie. Yeah, it's like a cookie. It's a cookie with like an icing.
I can 100% confirm we don't have anything like this. We don't.
True.
You guys just send your kids to school with tea and crumpets, and that's it.
Damn you.
You walk down the aisle at your local grocery store, and the snack aisle is just more tea. You're like, wait, didn't I just see this? I saw this in the other aisle. I think they just keep doing the same thing. The second one comes from our homie from Chicago, Manuel Fresh 85.
Oh,
Manny, and he says, on my second time listening through the podcast, I heard Alvin summon me to talk about the hot dog sandwich topic. This is in regards to Falsey's answer last week on 21 Guestions, and he says, I'm not mad at his answer, just disappointed. That's from one loyal listener to another, Falsey. Disappointed. Because I'm not going to get into it because we have to get into it right now, actually, with Mo. So, Mo, you know how this works. It's time for your part of the podcast, and that begins with 21 Guestions. You have 21 questions. You have to answer it as quickly as possible. There are no right answers, but there are also no wrong answers. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Question number 1, air or boost?
Air.
Thought really hard about that one. Yeah. Question number 2, crew socks or no-shows?
Oh, crew socks.
Question number 3, red or blue?
Red.
Question number 4, pineapple on pizza?
100%.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was a thing over there in the UK. I wasn't 100% sure how that was going to go. I'm glad it went the right way. Question number 5, what sneakers did you wear today?
I wore 350 Belugas, V2.
Classic. They're verging on classic status now. Question number.
Like I use them to gym. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, true.
Question number 6: glow in the dark or 3M?
3M.
Question number 7: original boxes or drop fronts?
Oh, original boxes all day.
Question number 8: can you name 3 Canadian provinces?
What is this, like Ontario?
That's one.
Yeah. Is that a province?
That's one.
Is Winnipeg one?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. No, it's not. That's not. I don't know. It's not Scarborough.
No, that would be a city. No. You're just ramming off things that they've heard us say, right?
Where his family is.
Or where his family is. Yeah.
Anything I'm seeing like on YouTube or with my family. All I can say is Ontario, guys.
Ontario, we'll take that. That's good enough. That's
good enough, bro.
That's more than I could do for anything in the UK. So you're good. Question number 9. Question number 9: Dunks or Jordan 1s?
Jordan 1s.
Question number 10: Nikon or Canon?
Oh, I'm neither.
What are you?
I actually use a Sony.
Sony.
I'm Sony.
Oh, that's a premium, bro.
We'll take that. All right, my fault. Question number 11: what sneaker do you wear the most?
BC free, black cement free.
Question number 12: coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Real? Oh my god!
I know.
Are they going to kick you out?
UK. No. Brexit.
Yeah. Mexit. Mo's going to have to exit. Oh my god. Question number 13: elephant print or cement print?
Elephant.
Question number 14: who is the Prime Minister of Canada?
Oh god.
Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau.
Okay.
Remember that. Just remember that. Question number 15: how many pennies are in a loonie?
A loonie? Did you say loonie?
A loonie, yes.
Loonie. I'm gonna go with I don't know. I'm gonna go something random like 50.
It's 100. It's actually a trick question because we don't have pennies anymore. That's actually a trick question. But
right.
A loonie is $1, and a penny is 1 cent. So yes, 100. Question number 16: what type of tea do they drink with the Queen of England?
PG.
Royalty.
Them dad jokes, yeah. Oh, okay.
Question number 17. What are 3 sneakerheading essentials?
3 sneakerheading essentials. Crep protect, so like sneaker spray. Shoe trees.
Oh,
I need some more
I
of
love a
those.
shoe tree. And a sneaker bag.
A sneaker bag. Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
I am imagining a literal bag that you use to carry your sneakers. Is
Yeah,
that
so
not what it is?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a zip up bag, and you kind of just chuck your sneakers in there. We call them boot bags actually.
Boot.
So when you
I like boot bags, yo.
boot bags, yeah, but sneaker bag.
Boot bag sounds like the name of like an R&B singer. Like, yo, this is the boot. Like a nickname for an R&B
Yo,
singer.
baby, this is boot bag.
Yeah,
boot
right.
bag.
Yeah, you see it. You guys see it. Question number 18, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Nah, I don't think so.
That's correct. Question number 19, favorite Jordan model above the AJ14?
35.
Ooh, good one. Question number 20, what is your number 1 grail?
The Pippin,
The Pippin
one.
The Pippin one. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Tune in to Stacks to hear his full story about that. Question number 21. Would you rather receive your number 1 grail or 3 other pairs from your top 10?
Straight up number 1 grail.
Straight up, like Travis Scott. All right, you did not too bad. That was good. He got pineapple on pizza right, so that's all that I really care about. So before we get into a little bit
That's
more,
like 100%, yo.
that basically just answers everything that we need to know. But so before we get into a little bit more about podcasting, photography, living in England and being a sneakerhead, what got you into sneakers in the first place? I know you mentioned a little bit of it on Stacks, but feel free to elaborate even more here. What got you into sneakers in the first place, Mo?
So for me, I've always played basketball. I've always followed the NBA. I used to, as I mentioned before, I used to play for my borough, the Newham Young Bloods. So shout out to Newham Young Bloods. And yeah, it's just a natural progression for you as a basketball player to be into sneakers. So for me at the time, it was all about basketball sneakers. It wasn't really about lifestyle sneakers. So for me, it was like the Gary Paytons, the Pippins, the Rodmans. Obviously, the Jordans was always there. And it wasn't until maybe in my teens with my first job at a store called First Sport, which is now acquired by JD Sports. So
Nice.
I'm not sure if you guys know what JD Sports is. Yeah, so they used to be First Sport. And then they got acquired by JD Sports. I was there for like 2-3 years from about 16 to 19 years old. So obviously I was in and around sneakers all the time. So obviously, as you know, stock room, being out on the shop floor, doing the standards on the shelves, making sure the laces are in the shoe. And because I was always, into sneakers and around sneakers. I've always just been drawn to it. And yeah, I suppose you could say the serious side of starting to collect was probably about 2010, 2011. I'd do the whole queuing at like 5 a.m. outside a night town, like in Oxford Street, London. And you just meet people who are doing the same thing. I used to get angry before because I used to meet people and I used to be like, so what are you here for? They'd be like, oh, for the Jordans. I'd look at them and just be like, man, you don't play ball. You play football. You play soccer. I just get angry. I'm like, dude, you know nothing about Jordans, man. But then obviously as time goes on, you realize, people have actually taken to the sport of the NBA of basketball. NBA was never a massive sport. Basketball wasn't a massive sport in UK. And then it started to get more popular. And then, the whole hype train of the whole Virgil era, 2016, 2017, I suppose that's when people started to get more exposure to sneakers and starting to collect more. Obviously, I'd been collecting years before, but yeah, just meeting people, the people in the community. So we've got in UK, we've got the Offspring community. And it's just great, a great way of networking with everyone. people that you'd never ever think about talking to. You're talking to them now. And it's just, it's a great way for people to come together. For me, that's what I've always been about, trying to get common interests with other people. So for me, the sneaker thing has always been like deep within me. So, but yeah, mostly via basketball, but via the NBA.
He says trying to find a common interest as he sits there with the two Canadian guys wearing a Toronto Raptors hat. I like it. Very.
I know, it's
dope. Mo, what's keeping you into sneakers all these years later? I know it was basketball that got you into it, and it's actually super dope to know that the NBA is really taking off in Europe like that, but or in the UK at least. But what's keeping you into sneakers now?
What's keeping me into sneakers? I think just making the connections. I've never been about, trying to get clout, trying to get likes, trying to get the follows. It's never been about that. It's more deeper than that. It's about the story, I think. That's why I love it when they do a retro, because there's always been a story behind it. And I don't know, coming from East London, UK, you kind of, it's different. It's different to be into that kind of, into collecting sneakers. Well, back in the day it was. And I took a lot of, American, Canadian influence from an early age. And I don't know, for now, it's just about networking, to be honest. Trying to source pairs that other people don't have. Trying to go back for things that were available when I used to work, in them sneaker stores before. And yeah, for me, it's just keeping the connections, to be honest. That's what's kept me in the game.
That's what it's all about, man. We love that. All right, I can't remember if we did this with Ash or not, but I think this will be an interesting one. So, we've always mentioned on the podcast how like European sneakerheads or UK sneakerheads have always been like a unicorn to like North American / Canadian like sneaker communities, because we're like, no one ever would talk to them, but we would always have this like perception of what you guys like in their mind. What perception do you think that the world or like North America has of European sneakerheads? Before getting into like what you guys actually like the reality of it is, what do you think like the perception of like the North American sneaker market is of the European or UK sneaker market?
I'd say I'd say for Europe, I think people like the North American or American side would see Europeans as being kind of hype beastie in that sense. There's a lot of European hype beasts who just jump on the whole Off-White. He's got another pair of Jordans. He's got every single Jordan. He doesn't even wear them. His everyday sneaker is probably like, I don't know, Flyknit Racer or something like that. Something real generic.
Flyknit Racer.
I mean, it's so easy to go onto social media and tap on like a geolocation. You could look at X amount of images or posts and uploads and be like, you can take your judgment from there, and you can be like, oh, another Off-White wearing guy, off the shoulder, ripped jeans. He's got green laces in his Chicago Off-Whites. One of those guys again.
One of those guys.
That's
how you think the world sees European sneakerheads.
Obviously it doesn't reflect it, but yeah.
Alvin, do you want to be the one to tell him he's wrong, or should I be the one to tell him he's wrong? Alvin, what's your perception of European sneakerheads?
Honestly, when I first started collecting, man, it was they never collect Jordans. It was only trainers. It was only like dope ass Air Maxes, dope New Balances, dope Asics. Like that's most what I saw. And then I started following Ash, and I hit like another like community of like the UK fan, man. Like because everyone who's friends with Ash is like, yo, I'm about the Jordans, I'm about the Dunks, like I'm about all the other stuff. I'm like, this is dope. You know what I mean? Because like most other people I used to follow in the UK were just like, oh, trainers, bro. And I was like, those are dope, but like I relate more with Jordans and Air Maxes and stuff. So like, man, when I found Ash started following Mo, and then Inventive Minds. He just
No,
how you guys are dope. So it's
shout
crazy,
shout
man.
out Ben. He was 1 year below me in my secondary school.
Oh, word? That's crazy.
Me and him went to school together, man. But yeah,
That's
he's
crazy.
nuts. His work is nuts.
Yo.
Shout out to Ben. When I used to queue up, at Niketown, he used to be like two people behind me or something like that. He loved the Jordan 4s, and he's got a wicked collection of Jordan 4s. So yeah, shout out to BJ, Ben, Inventive Minds, man, and Ash, obviously. That guy's got every sneaker.
Ash has had enough shout outs on this podcast already. He's good. He's good now. But yeah, Alvin, I agree with you. Like, coming up in the sneaker game, the perception that we always had, or even still up until recently had, about European and UK sneakerheads was like, yeah, they don't even care about Jordans. The Jordans will sit on the shelf. You can go into any Foot Locker and buy any recent Jordan, but the Air Max, they all love Air Maxes. They get all the cool colors in Air Maxes. New Balance, they love New Balance, Saucony. And then, like you said, we start getting to know like Ash, Mo, all these other, like Sandubi, all these really cool UK guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they're actually just really mostly just like us. Okay, so there's actually not a huge difference. Okay, got it. Cool. It was just made up in our mind. But so yeah, Mo, give us the real rundown. What is an actual European or UK sneaker lover? What do they actually look like? Not just your perception or our perception. I'm assuming it's kind of a mix, but what do they look like?
Do you know what, right? As it stands, like, everyone is a Jordan fan, man. Everyone is a Jordan 1 fan. And I don't know, it's getting a bit weird to a point where influencers are just getting sent or gifted like the mids. So you're going to see that all over like your feed for all the influencers. They just get mids. Obviously the diehard sneaker fans in UK, they love their Jordan 1s. They're starting to ride with the 4s. Couple others are starting to get with the 6s as well. I think you can really distinguish a collector when you know they've got a pair of 11s, 12s, 13s, even a pair of 14s, like the Ferrari bred 14s. You can really distinguish whether they are a real like Jordan collector or sneaker fan in that sense, when they've got all the models outside of what's trending, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, taking it right back, yeah, they love the Air Max 1s, their 95s, the 96s are coming back with that mystic teal colorway. The golden rod colorway is coming back as well. So yeah, because it's so similar to the 95, I'm not surprised that the 96 will come back. The Huarache as well. UK loves the Huarache.
Oh, Huaraches are still a thing over there. Oh, interesting.
It's coming back, but only because of the Stussy collab that's coming out.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to jump again, and Offspring have been pushing that quite hard in the stories. So I imagine it will gain a bit of hype.
Interesting. So we also mentioned that, and you mentioned that you're super into photography. I know you do some videography as well. But what kind of got you started in like that realm of like the digital side of like photographing sneakers, just photographing in general? Like, how did you get started in all that?
So basically, it was more or less, I'd say 2017, probably the start of the Offspring HQ community. But basically, I would kind of take video on foot shots of people. And back then, I'd be using, I'm not going to lie, I'd be using a mobile phone and a gimbal, the Osmo, DJI Osmo Mobile 2 or something like that, just so to get nice, smooth, shots and cuts. I actually got my first win from Offspring because I made a 1-minute video of everyone's sneakers that picked up on the day.
That's sick.
I hadn't won. Yeah, I hadn't won anything. I just came out, tried to get to know people, asked them, can I get some on-foot shots of the sneakers you're wearing now? They'd be like, yeah, cool, go ahead. So I made a 1-minute video of everyone's sneakers and uploaded it, posted it, hashtagged Offspring. They gave me my first pair of, I think it was 700 V2 statics.
Sick.
Nice, obviously with the boost outsole. That's so comfortable. But yeah, after that, I started to get a bit more intricate with my kit. Obviously started having conversations with Ash. He's like a massive photographer guy. He knows all the technical terms and whatnot. Upgraded my camera to a Sony A6000 with like a 1650 millimeter lens. Started doing a bit more. Then upgraded again to A7 III, and then I actually done a video for the release of the Travis Scott 1 for Offspring. They actually asked me, Mo, can you do a 2-3 minute video for the Offspring release?
Sick.
And that whole day was absolutely nuts. I'm talking thousands of people wrapping around the department stores just to queue up for this pickup for the Travis Scott. And then also they asked me to do a video for the Sakai LD Waffle pickup as well.
I hope they hooked you up for this, man. Like there better have been some sort of compensation here.
Yeah. I mean, they did. Yeah, they did. They did hook me up, which was nice of them. And obviously, I wouldn't do that for free.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. And yeah, obviously, because it started to get a bit more commercial, I had to upgrade. I had no choice but to upgrade my kit. And yeah, it just helped me get my own personal brand out there. So once I started getting these videos out, you know, people started approaching me more. Did something for a company called Browns, who do like high-end sneaker fashion as well. So they do the whole Balenciagas, the Pradas, the more high-end side. So started to do a bit of that as well. And then just recently kind of been doing a bit of like travel vlogging as well with my missus. So every time we go away, I try and put together a little 1-minute cut just so that we can come back to it and be like, you know, that was such a good time when we went on that holiday. So yeah, I kind of dabble not only in sneakers, bit of travel vlogging as well. Yeah. So it's I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to be all rounded. So recently, because of COVID and we can't go to pickups and stuff like that, I'm trying to sharpen my photography skills. So usually it's photography, then videography, but actually I've done it the other way around where I'm just trying to sharpen up my photography skills now. Hence why some of my feed at the moment is just on foot shots at the moment. But yeah. It's been a good journey so far, man. It's taken me places. It's networked me with a lot of different people. So obviously with you guys as well. So without me doing that, I probably wouldn't be having this conversation with you guys. So
no, you're cool enough.
Sneakers brings people together.
You had a Raptor hat, so we would have found you. We would have found you in some way. But so do you have an idea of like where you want to see it go? Like, do you want to see this either photography or videography thing kind of be like an actual gig, like a full-time thing, or do you want to keep it kind of like a side hustle passion project? Like, how do you see it going for you?
For me, I would like to just keep it as a side thing, to be honest. I think it doesn't pay enough to pay my mortgage, pay my bills, you know, unless you are charging like premiums and whatnot. I just don't have enough. I don't think I have enough time to do that, to be honest. You know, being a parent as well, you kind of, it's like a sacrifice. You have to put all your time into, you know, your job or, you know, be a family man. And I'd much prefer to be a family man as well, you know? For me, side job. And yeah, I just want to have fun with it. I don't want to take it any further. It's just, I just want to show my creativity in that sense. And, that's
more times when you turn something like that into a career or try to focus on it too heavily, you start to fall out of love with it and realize why you actually liked it in the first place. Like we've asked a good friend of the show, Sean Go, like, man, why don't you just do this full time? Like you're really good at taking pictures, like you have your YouTube, and he's like, honestly, like photography is supposed to be like my escape, like my fun thing. Like he does some boring ass job like accounting or something with numbers, like something where he sits in front of a computer I could not do it. Something where he sits in front of a computer all day and just crunches numbers. And like, yeah, photography is meant to be the escape. So same for you. I definitely see, even with us with Canada Got Soul, man, like if you start to take it too seriously, you start to stress over the stuff that you didn't stress over before and stuff that you're not supposed to care about if it's just a side hustle or a passion project or whatever, what have you. So no, it's dope. It, like you said, it gets you a couple free pairs of shoes once in a while. You're living, man. You're getting a free pair of Travis Scott's. You're living life. The podcast, you guys just started it recently. You're on episode less than 5, I want to say. Like what, 3 half size up podcast? 3? Yeah, I was right. So what kind of made you guys want to start that? Like, it's definitely different. Like, we know 100% it's different. It's not easy, but why did you guys want to start that?
So basically, I mean, between me, Ash, and Dean, I mean, we're quite regular posters on the old Instagram. So we post our pics, we post our videos. Obviously, Ash has got his following on his YouTube. But I think we never really get to show our real opinions of how the sneaker culture is at the moment, how the community is, how the UK scene is. And I never really thought there was a sort of UK podcast scene in that sense. And myself and Ash have always listened to you guys, like sneaker dads, like sneaker podcasts. Yep. And we've always wanted to show a different side, you know, of our content, if that makes sense. Because all we ever show is our pictures and videos. We just wanted to come together collectively and give our thoughts on how the sneaker scene is currently and how it was. And, you know, talk about current things like our pickups, which way or which direction we think the sneaker culture is going. And I kind of put together sort of like a brief. I presented it to Dean and Ash, and I was just happy that they were on board, to be honest. I think Ash has always wanted to put a podcast together, and I don't think he wanted to get up off his ass to write like produce a script or something, you know, or an idea. So I thought, do you know what? It's 2021, you know. Let's start this year different. You know, for the past 2 years, all we've been doing is doing our pictures, doing our videos. Let's actually put our voice out there. Let's make it fun. You know, the same way you guys actually just have fun with it, which is awesome. Like the connections between you guys is awesome. So not that we wanted to take your blueprint or anything like that. But we just wanted, this is actually how we are when we're together. And I think that's how it should be. It can't be forced. It can't be, you know what I mean? It can't be like, oh, let's start a podcast. You actually have to have a connection with each other. And this is how we are after we've picked up some sneakers. After we picked up sneakers, we go for food. We talk about the sneaker that we just picked up. We look at it in depth. After food, we go for a drink. We go for a beer. We go for bubble tea.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think it was a natural progression for us to actually get our voice out there and just talk like how we normally talk when we're at Wingstop or, you know, yeah. So it's just natural progression for us.
No, I like that. Like you said, it's kind of easy when you're already having the conversations. Like you said, when you're friends with people who also like sneakers, that's what you do is you talk sneakers. So if you can formulate it into something that people actually want to listen to, then yeah, that's dope. But Are you guys experiencing the same thing? Because self-proclaimed not a huge podcast listener, so I wouldn't know just based off of hearsay. But is there, because in Canada right now, we're experiencing like some crazy sneaker podcast boom where there's like 5, 6, 7 Canadian sneaker podcasts now, and this time last year there was 2.5 maybe. So like, are you guys experiencing the same thing? Is there other like sneaker podcasts in the UK, in Europe, or is it just kind of like a sparse offering right now?
It's still quite small in UK. There are some really good ones at the moment. Shout out Sneaker Annex. He's really good. He talks a lot about like old school Adidas, the specials. So he's got quite a niche market in that sense for his audience. And then there's another one that I've seen is the Double Up podcast. They're pretty cool. I've listened to those guys as well. And there's a few others, yeah, but I can't remember the names of them. But yeah, I do agree. Yeah, there's been a bit of a boom in podcasts all of a sudden. I think everyone's thought, damn, 2021, need to switch it up.
Yeah.
Let's do this. So,
Podcasting, honestly, it's just such an easy way to connect with an audience. Like YouTube is cool. I definitely think that YouTube is cool. But the thing that podcasting has over YouTube, in a sense, is you can listen to a podcast when you're out for a walk, or you're driving, or you're working. Like if you have YouTube, you kind of it's like a visual thing where you have to watch it. So podcasting is just so cool. Like you can get in the car and you listen to a podcast and you get to work and you're like, oh, I can finish it on the way home. Like it's just so much easier to pick up, put down. Like, no, I definitely think that there's so much value in it, and there's definitely going to be a lot more popping up as time goes on. It's a good thing to get into. You guys are getting in at a good time. It's right at the cusp of it being, I think, the huge like podcast boom. So it's a really good time for you guys to get in. Do you guys have
the only thing I regret?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the only thing I regret is not starting sooner.
Everyone always says that. We're 3 years in, and we said the same thing. We should have started a year earlier. So it's all good. Yeah. There's never a right time. Yeah. The right time is just now. That's when the right time is now. Do you have an idea of where you kind of want to see it go? Like what you want to see happen with it? Like, do you guys want to see it be a weekly thing for endless amount of time? Do you want to be kind of, we have something to talk about, let's record? Do you want to see it get big? Like what's the plan here with the podcast?
I think as it stands, I think we're kind of just still trying to find our feet as well. We've had such amazing, 3 episodes, actually. There's so many people that have reached out to us from all over the world, actually, like as far as Philippines.
Damn.
It's nuts. It's really nuts. So yeah, I think we're still finding our feet. We just want to continue with what we're doing. I imagine from about episode 5 onwards is when we'll start having some features, having some people that are from the community to get their standpoint, to get their view. But yeah, I think we don't want to do anything too major with it. We just want to have our voice heard, give our view. It's really playful, really lighthearted. And that's how it should be. We don't want to make it a business or anything like that. We just want to get our voice out there, be heard, and have fun with it, really.
100%. No, similar to the photography thing, right? Like if it's casual, it's more fun. Once it becomes too corporate or too business-like, then the fun gets sucked out of it.
Exactly.
Mo, this was dope. I know I don't even know how to do the math on what time it is there, but it's late enough. So we want to thank you for this, man. This was super dope. Make sure you guys check Mo's podcast now. Half Size Up Pod on Instagram. That's correct. And also on Spotify, iTunes, all those other fun places. Mo, thank you again, man. This was super fun.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for having me. And jump onto the Half Size Up podcast. Get at me and Ash and Dean.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mo, once again. And wherever you guys are taking in this episode, please leave a comment, review, follow, and or subscribe. Make sure to check out CanadaGotSold.ca to shop the latest CGS merch, peep the YouTube for our latest videos, and check out CGS Talk on Facebook to chop it up with us. Of course, do not forget to use hashtag CanadaGotSold on Instagram for a feature. I have been Lawrence Hopkins. You can find me at LDoggyStyles on Instagram. Woof.
You can find Kuya Joel at JO_D3OsNEY. And I've been Alvin Quinn C, and you can find me at MISTERQ and then Mark.
That was good. A good little plug for Joel. I forgot. I realized that I thought you might have froze, but you did a good job. Mo, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at MERKLEMOEMAN _Merkle and on the Half Size Up podcast on all major platforms.
Boom. Thank you for listening to us talk about sneakers for 157 episodes. And please remember to rock your kicks. This has been True to Size. We have been CGS and Mo, and we are out. Peace. Bruv. That was
Dude.
good.
That was dope. That was crazy good.
Was that your Canadian? Dude.
Come on.